back to Sickle Cell News with Lena Lavish. Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks. I've been super busy. I am aware of the algorithm on YouTube, but I'm not quite there yet where I'll be able to, upload as regularly as I would like to, but I am working on it. I'm a work in progress. Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to announce that we have made it to 100 subscribers. Thank you to all of my subscribers. I have earned every single one of my subscribers. Okay, I mean that. I know I have contacted people. I have let people know I've done the work to get all 100 of my subscribers, and I'm just very, very excited for the future of the channel, and I am excited for the future of the show in particular. So let's get started. I wanted to just bring you guys some quick news. I know it's very empty in here. It keeps changing. Everything keeps changing around me. But that's a good thing. Change is good. And so I'm learning to go with the flow. The next time I pop on, I don't know, there might be some caution tape in here or some paint, or I don't know, who knows, right? But let's get to the news. So, I just want to let you guys know, if you are not following Tiana Wolford of SC Red, you absolutely need to be, okay? This woman is the co-founder and CEO of Sickle Cell Reproductive Health Education Directive, or SC Red for short. And she is a sickle cell warrior who, along with a wonderful woman named Dr. Kim Smith Whitley, they have both revolutionized the process of tracking and committing to better reproductive health for sickle cell patients, okay? Here in the U.S., you guys know that there are a lot of changes happening within our legislature and whatnot when it comes to women's rights. But, when it comes to sickle cell, we do not often have a lot of options and choices when it comes to our reproductive health. And that is something that needs to be changed. And so luckily, here comes Tiana. I've over my experience with being a mom, with becoming a mother, with growing into myself in my young adulthood, in my young womanhood, I had lots of questions about my reproductive health because of my sickle cell status. And I received help, but the types of questions that I had were definitely ones where I would have rather SC Red had been, a thing back then. So now that it is, our younger warriors, female and male, it doesn't matter, your gender identity. It doesn't matter your age. We're talking about puberty on up. This is the place to be. This is the place to go to find out information. The Sickle Cell Reproductive Health Education Directive, SC Red, they became an official 501c3 official nonprofit in April of 2021. Okay, so this is fairly recent, but lots of hard work put behind it, of course, after, some experiences on her own part, Ms. Wolford. They secured $60,000 in funding in their first year. Okay. That's quite a bit of money, but we know there's always a need for more, especially as more patients, as more sickle cell warriors stand up and say, hey, I could use some of that help. Me too. All right. Also, she single-handedly, personally fundraised, her own, I think $4,000 in the first year, or so something like that. So I'm just extremely proud of all of the fantastic press that I've been seeing around SC Red and Miss Deanna Wolford. Um, Please connect with SC Red. Okay, the links will be throughout. Um, please connect with SC Red if you have any emphasis on any of the following, right? Puberty or delayed puberty, pregnancy slash fertility, priapism for our young men, or another reproductive concern. Okay, um, they're the place to go. All right. Moving on. Um, I just wanted to touch on this real quick because I like to have nerd moments at times. So I saw on, I believe it was sicklecellanemianews.com, that there's, a group of scientists that have, gotten together and studied. They say that genetically activating fetal hemoglobin may be promising. Now, I read this in particular, this article in particular, about the research that's been done. Basically, what it sounds like to me in layman's terms, where, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist. What it sounds like is, how when you're a baby, you're born a baby, you have a baby that has sickle cell anemia, right? You have a baby that has sickle cell. But in the very beginning, for that first, 6 months especially, the baby has this protective, um, you know, fetal hemoglobin throughout its body, the body. The fetal hemoglobin is, it does not, it's not faulty like when your body starts to produce adult hemoglobin, at a certain point, when you're early on, as a young child. But see, that's when a lot of the issues begin happening, is when that fetal hemoglobin is like, okay, let's ramp that down and let's start ramping up the adult hemoglobin. That's when the problems start. That's when the crises begin, because the gene is faulty. It's our condition, and so they're in the lab, with their, white coats and their, goggles. I say there, I tease my husband a lot. He's a biologist, so I'm picturing him when I'm saying this, even though he does not work on blood or sickle cell. But what I'm saying is, I picture them I picture them in the lab, and I'm thinking, there's someone somewhere that doesn't have sickle cell, that may not personally know anyone with sickle cell, but they are working towards any means, to finding a new means of curing, or at least suppressing, the faulty gene, the faulty hemoglobin that creates all of our pain and suffering. And that just makes me feel great, because I just want to say thank you to all of those people, all of the people that wear lab coats, that wear doctor's coats, that wear white coats, that wear the goggles, that do the things with the pipettes. Y'all know what I'm talking about? The people that use the machines, and they, study, and they're nosy, and they're looking and looking and looking every day over and over. I appreciate that work. I really do. I just wanted to say that real quick for them. But yeah, when you really think about it, human beings, we are really a masterpiece, right? I mean, we're born as babies, as this, of course, extremely vulnerable, type of offspring in comparison to other types, but our condition, our human species, we are very special in that, babies are born with all of these different types of defenses in order to keep it safe and alive and, viable so that we can make it. And so when I think about just the ways that between the scientists and the doctors, the people that study, sickle cell, and all the different ways that we can possibly alleviate the suffering and end it, it makes me happy, because I know that I could quite possibly be one of the last warriors to have to experience the type of crises that we often do. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And I apologize for my voice. It's been an emotional week for me. Okay, so on another note, another piece of news, my friend and sickle sister Halamat, she interviewed Dr. Sharon Singh, where they speak about multidisciplinary approaches to caring for sickle cell patients. Okay, basically, what that means, if you don't know what multidisciplinary approaches are, that's just when each specialist connects and you put them all on your team. We're on Team Lena. Okay, I got my hematologist, I got my primary care physician, I've got my ophthalmologist, I've got my genetic counselor, I've got my pain specialist, I've got my, if necessary, pulmonologist. Because we never know what symptoms will creep up next. We never know which part of our body might be affected by our sickle cell. And so we have to take care of ourselves in a very whole way, where we come and combat defense, combat the outside world and anything that is, exacerbating our pain and discomfort, and either causing more damage, within, or, simply just not helping. We have to use every weapon in our arsenal. Okay, so that's what they're discussing in that video, and that is on sickle-cell.com. Okay, it's another one of my homes. Might see your girl on there. And then the last thing is, you guys, before I let you go, because this is super quick, just Google sickle cell studies. Okay, the studies where the smart people are getting together with their glasses and their goggles and their clipboards, and they're trying to figure out, how would acupuncture help or not help with this particular disease? Now, let me see how it will help with this particular patient with this disease, right? That's essentially all it is. They just need to study what happens so that the data can be collected, comprised, looked at, and we can get a pretty good overall look of idea of the truth of the situation, which is that, at least in my case, and in the case of a lot of others that I know personally here in Indy, that magic of acupuncture was amazing. Okay, so the studies, you guys, are important for two reasons. One, they need the information, okay, and they can only get it from us, the patients, which means we have to be open to the studies, okay? Yes, I know, I understand there are limitations, but there is a right one for sickle cell patients to participate in at any given time. All you got to do is search it. Okay? Second reason is because a lot of the time, not all the time, but a lot of the time, once it's completed, you get a little change. You get a little stacks. You get a little bit of, coins. you get a little bit of something that will, add to the incentive for you wanting and choosing to participate, right? I look at it like it's my money. I mean, I'm the sickle cell patient and you were studying sickle cells. So, thank you. That's if I can participate, right? Some of them, they want you to keep a diary. Some of them, they want you to come in and, take certain tests. Some of them, they want to spend an hour with you on the phone asking questions. There's all kinds of studies, you guys. They're not all the same at all, like at all. Some of them are easier, some of them are shorter, some of them are will offer you, a small gift card token, while some of them will offer, hundreds or, even 1,000 or upward, right? The point is, it's mutually beneficial, right, for us to participate in the studies. They need to know. So tell them, right? I think that's it for tonight. I do have some, a couple more things to do tonight, and it's already, bedtime. But, duty calls. To anyone, any sickle sibling out there, any of my sickle sisters, my sickle brothers, kings and queens that may be hurting or in crisis at home or in the hospital, please know that you're not alone and that your pain is real and valid, but it will not last forever. Okay? Warriors never quit. Warriors never quit. Warriors fight until the very end. Okay? I love you guys. Until next time, thank you.